what I think is the good thing is that young people are being, I don't know whether the word is radicalized, but being a beginning to want to protest. And I think that's always a good thing. Well, I mean, I'm biased. I grew up in the 60s, but the notion that events cause people to be skeptical of what they're being told enough to want to protest when they're young, I think is the best thing that can happen, because it means that a lifetime of therefore being willing to disagree, question, and potentially act. So I think young, anytime. I was so depressed when I first started teaching at Yale, which was the early 1980s, that the students were so much more conservative than the faculty at that time that I knew, because most of us I'd grown up in an area where you protested. I mean, it was just the standard thing, and I wasn't seeing any of that, but I am seeing more of it now, and so that's a positive thing.
Yeah, it's really hard to that balance when you have a huge problem with misinformation and you want to be ridiculously free speech. And you have that problem when someone's going to speak on a campus and the idea of a protest crosses over into not letting those people speak. There's that really, I mean, free speech is never pretty. You know, it's never neat, it's never even, because as soon as you start talking about someone's absolute right for free speech, the other side has that power, and not the other side, the other infinite number of sides have that power. And where do we decide, and who gets to do the rules on if you yell this much, they're no longer allowed to speak? And where does that stop?
Well, I think there can be consensus on that. So protest at meetings is legitimate. Standing up and screaming is legitimate. Breaking up the meeting isn't. I've had plenty of experience with this. But
and you feel there's a really easy line we could all agree on?
Nothing in life is easy, but I think there's a reasonable line which you can sort of accept and agree on. But I agree with it. It should be not only in principle, but even because of consequences. There should be every opportunity for people to speak freely.